I'm about to show you a brand that you've probably never heard of. These doer jeans are made for the outdoor enthusiast in mind, and comps range between $35 and $50. And do you see what I see over there? Yep, that's right, my profit just doubled. Now that I've shown you an amazing brand to pick up that goes for pretty decent money, let's talk about sell-through rate. And I know a lot of resellers out there are wondering, how important is sell-through rate when you're flipping items? Well, it's really important. Roughly speaking, sell-through rate is a metric that will help you predict how quickly you're going to sell an item. Reselling is all about buying and then selling, not buying and holding. So how quickly are you going to make profit on the money you just spent? So now let's take this example of the doer jeans and calculate the sell-through rate for this specific brand of jeans. If we go in and look at all men's doer jeans, there are currently 430 results that I'm searching for right now. How many of those in the last 90 days have sold on eBay? So we're going to scroll all the way down on the eBay app and check the sold listings. And when we do that, you'll see that 289 pairs of men's doer jeans have sold in the last 3 months. In order to find the sell-through rate for these jeans, we now need to take the sold listings, divide by the active listings, and we get roughly 67%. So what does that mean? In over 90 days, over half of all the supply out there has sold. 67% sell-through rate is actually pretty decent for these, and considering what price they go for, this is actually a really good pickup, and I got 2 of them. With some items, you can get into the 200 and 300% sell-through rate, and those are the items that move really fast. So long story short, based on the sell-through rate, you have a 67% chance of selling your jeans in the next 90 days on eBay. But is that true? Yes and no. There are 5 factors that I want to talk about that are going to impact how quickly or slowly you sell an item. And those 5 are your listing, your price, your condition, the availability of other items, and the season that you're in. Generally speaking, if you're better than average on a lot of those categories, better than your competition, you're going to sell it faster than the historical sell-through rate. So let's look at the first one, listing. When you think of your listing, think of everything from your pictures to your title to your feedback score, whether or not you accept returns, all of it. When the buyer is comparing yours versus the others, does yours stand out as better or worse? That's going to impact your sell-through rate. Next is price, and I showed you the sold comps that range from, say, $35 all the way up to $55. If I want to sell them faster, I'm going to price them at the lower end, obviously at around $35. If I price it at the higher end, $55, then they may take a little longer to sell. But of course, there are other factors that weigh in on this too. And the next one being condition. If these jeans have flaws, then obviously I'm not going to get as much money, but they also may take longer to sell. On the flip side, if they're excellent condition, light new, and have hardly any signs of wear, not only can I get more money, but they may sell faster. Next, let's look at availability of other items. I didn't used to do this, but now I'm spending more and more time looking at my competition when I go to list an item. Specifically with clothing, I'll break down several factors from the size, the style, the color, and I'll see exactly how many of my competitors are out there. If I'm the only one on a listing, not only can I price it higher, but I should sell it faster. As you would guess, if there's a lot of competition for that exact size, that exact color, then it may take longer. And the last factor is seasonality. It's a pretty obvious one, but if I'm listing a heavy coat in the middle of July, it's likely going to sit around until summer ends. So those are 5 things that affect sell-through rate when you're listing an item online, and things that maybe you would want to consider when you're buying an item, but also listing it.